Hey residents of MeepleTown, if you have been watching our show or listened to our podcast in the past,
you think they can hear that?
You know that we love...
It's the Viking War sound.
A good Viking game. We love Champions of Midgard. Today we're looking
Hold up a second. Love is a strong word for me on Champions of Midgard. I like it, you love it.
I love Champions of Midgard. Today we're looking at the follow-up game called Reavers of Midgard. Let's get to the table and check it out. Alright, so here is the setup for Reavers, and you're going to look at the board and say, wow, that's a lot going on that board.
Huge board for 6 spots.
That's exactly right. There's only 6 spots on this board. In a 2-player game, we're each going to start off with 2 workers. We're going to place both of those. So 4 of the spots are going to be taken up each round. If you're playing a 4-player game, same thing, but each player only gets 1 worker, and you're going to be taking those 4 spots. Now, the difference of this game to other worker placement games is that you're not just placing your worker and taking the action. You are also allowing other players to take that action if they can afford it. And so the active player will take the action, and then it goes around the table for others to be able to take the action, potentially getting bonuses as well. We each started off with 2 Reaver cards, and that's what these are up here. And the Reaver cards, first, when you get those, you're going to just take the dice, so that's why we have these dice on our ship right now. Then you can choose between either taking a die that's in the top right-hand corner and putting it on any face that you want to, or placing the card into your leader spot, promoting it to a leader, and taking these bonuses right here.
Which is what I did. So I placed this guy here, and I got a couple horns.
Couple of your favorite tokens.
Horns of plenty.
Horns of plenty. And then the last thing you can do, which is what I did, is take your cards and put them down here so that anytime these actions are taken over on this side, you get those bonuses immediately no matter who takes those actions.
Do you care if I play that every time someone gets a horn?
Actually, I do. All right, are we ready to go?
Yes, sir.
We'll just jump right into it, and then we'll explain the spots as we go. So I'm going to first place my boat into the Trade with Villages spot. And if you look, there's a little black area right here. This is what you would have to pay to take this action. This is one of those spaces that you don't have to pay. Now, as the first player...
Which is great for me. Yay.
That's exactly right. Yeah, for both of us. As the first player, I get to take 3 of the actions and also the first player token. So I can take 3 of any of these listed here. And I think what I'm going to do is, first I'll take some dice. So I would like a shield. I would also like to take the hammer right here. That'll be my first action.
Dang it.
For my second action, I
wanted that hammer.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. For the second action, I think what I would like to do is take some favor tokens. John, can I get some? Oh, they're right in front of me.
Easy there.
I'll get some favor tokens that allow you to reroll. If you've played Champions of Midgard, you'll be very familiar with what those tokens do. And then I can also, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this last one. I can take these prophecy cards, which will give you bonus victory points at the end of the game for however many of these things that you have done. I think what I'm going to do right now, I would just like to get some more dice and mess up John a little bit more. So I think what I'll do is take this boat right here of the red, and I will take the helmet red die as well, and that'll be my part of this action. John, you can take 1 of those. That's all you get. John's very disappointed.
I'm disappointed if you can see the look on my face. I really, man, I'm disappointed.
I'm sorry. You're not mad. You're just disappointed.
I am. I'm taking some meat. Can you toss me 3?
I can do that.
Turkey legs.
So 3 turkey legs for John.
Alrighty. I'm just going to do that to kind of prep for later in the game that you won't see. So I don't know how exciting that is. Okay, well that changes what I was thinking about doing. So now that it's my goes, I'm going to come here. And I'm going to recruit, and so I'm going to get to choose which one of these, and I also get a bonus of some more horns. So That's right. I have got horns aplenty.
Here he goes again. Every time. This might be a long video.
Oh, I thought I was gonna go again.
I don't know what you're doing.
I was taking in my inner like Kenny G or something like that. What if there was a Viking Kenny G? I wonder what he would be like. I wonder what his music would sound like.
I don't know.
You think people want us to get on with the game?
I think I would like you to get on.
All right, so I am going to take these right. Nope. No, I'm not. I'm going to take these right here.
Ooh, that is sad for me.
So as Dean mentioned, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these die up here in the left corner. So that's quite a few.
And you're going to roll those immediately and place them onto your ship.
So 2 yellow, 1 red, and 1 blue. Big money. Not at all what I wanted. Dang it. Not at all what I wanted. Okay, and then I'm going to choose what to do with these other.
With those other...
Yep, so, okay, actions. I am going to... Oh, jeez. See, I kind of want this guy to be my leader because I'll get bonus, but with this person as my leader, I can make these die turn into anything pretty much right now. So I think I'm going to keep the yellow player as my leader. I don't really want the... Dean! I don't like what's going on here, man. You know, I'm going to prep myself for maybe having a lot of blue die later on and try to find me another blue leader.
There we go.
And then I'm going to take this, and I'm actually going to take the yellow die of any so that I can get that little double, what am I talking about?
I have no idea. No idea what you're talking about right now.
Battle? What are those? Hammers? That's what they are. All right,
so what I would like to do...
That took a really long time.
I really wanted that blue die, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these. Now, you can draw 2 wild cards at the end. Thanks for giving me those dice, and I'll roll these. They'll go onto my ship. Now, here's my problem is I don't have any spots for those, so I'm going to take that. I would
That's
like
excellent.
I would like another hammer. And then I think what I'm going to do is I can make these dice... what should I do? I would like a leader, which would be really nice, but I really need a hammer for what I want to do next. So what I'm going to do, since I'm not going to put these on my ship, I'm going to take this one and turn it to 2 hammers, and I will just take off the, let's see, what do I want to do? I'll take off this 1 ship die and put this here. That's going to give me 2 hammers. So that will be this card that I'll just discard off to the side of the board. And then for this one, I'm not really sure what I would like to do with this one. I can make it something if I want. I would kind of like a shield, and since I don't have a leader, this one doesn't really do me any good. So I think what I'll do... Actually, I think what I'll do is I'm going to make this my leader, and then I'll immediately take a card from one of these spots over here. I'm just going to take this one, and this is going to go to your glory pile. And then what you get for this is...
That's the actual name of it, isn't it?
It is, that's right.
There's no better name than glory pile.
So I first will be able to get these, and I don't really... That is my leader now, so I think what I'll do is I'll make this...
Jeez, man.
Swap that out. And this one I'm not going to place in there. I know it. And now in this one, what I can do is battle this out to get 3 points and a tower, which would be really nice. However, I don't think I quite want to do that because of what I want to do with my next action. So I'm just going to take this card and put it into my glory pile. I will not pillage that spot.
Alrighty.
All right, so I'm ready for my action. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so
As you can tell, even though there's just 2 actions each, there's a lot that go into the actions and
true.
a lot of thinkiness. So you may seem like, oh, wow, he does 2, then he does 2. It takes a minute to figure out everything that you want to do, oftentimes.
Right. That's right. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to this spot.
All right.
I'm going to have to pay 4 food.
Let's do it.
And what I'm going to do is, first, if anyone has a Battle at Sea spot with a card, which neither one of us do.
Nope.
All right, so I'm paying those, and I'm going to first flip over this card. And this is going to determine if you've played Champions of Midgard, that might make you lose dice. It might, something bad could happen as a result of you flipping this card over. Thankfully, all is quiet for me. This will actually go underneath this stack right here, so hopefully that'll be worse for John. Now, here's what I'm going to do first, John. I'm going to look over and see what you have over there to see if there's something that you can take. And it looks like you could probably take the biggest one.
I don't have the blue...
Oh, you are short.
I don't have the hawk bird, whatever that is.
You don't have the hawka?
Hawka birda.
All right, so I could go for this one, but here's the thing. I know that John cannot get this one. Unless he's lying to me right now. But he can't get this one. And so it would behoove me
Do I lie to you?
to take this one right here so that you wouldn't be able to take the action at all.
Go for it.
All right, so now I have an option. I can either spin the dice here, which I can do that. I do have all of those. No, I don't have all those, so I would not be able to do that. What I'm going to have to do is battle, and this is this is the random dice checking part of the game, which is a lot of fun. So I'm going to turn in 4 total hammers, and that's going to give me 4 black dice.
Boom.
Now, I do have enough to do multiples actually, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do 4, and what I have to do is get 3 of the axes on here, and I got 5. Now let's say I didn't. I can also use the favor tokens to be able to re-roll dice. So now that means I'm going to get 11 points, first points on the board. Is that right?
That is.
And except I took this spot, so that actually gives me 2 more as my bonus. So I'll be at 13, and then I'll also get one of these cards over here. The keep cards, not keep, but the keep cards.
The keep cards.
And actually, I got the same thing as I did last time. Can you give me a yellow and a blue die?
Yep.
And now I could have a chance to pillage as well, and I would need to get a 3. And what the hey, John? That's what I'm going to do.
Go for it, man.
I'm going to pillage.
Right.
So because my red die is the leader, I can make this a hammer and this a hammer, and I have another hammer. So I'm going to turn in 3.
All right.
Over to you. Get 3 of those, and I'll roll these. And if I get this, I'll get 3 additional points as well as
3?
a tower.
Oh, but you can trade in one. Reroll.
There we go.
Why are you handing the one right in front of you?
Oh! This is how I lose games, by the way. I'm just going to... I could re-roll all of them, I guess. That might make more sense. I like to live on the edge.
Oh!
Let's do this.
Oh! There you go.
All I need is 3. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasted 3 of my favorite tokens to only get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. That's why I'm bad at games like this.
This is quite a hoot.
I'm also going to get a tower, and towers give you points at the end of the game.
How do you know where these are that are right in front of me, but you can't figure out where those are that are right in front of you?
That's exactly right. All right, that's my turn. No more.
All right, so, I was not deceiving Dean into saying that I cannot do that. However, I can battle, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give this 2. Then my leader is yellow, so I can turn these 2 into single hammers. So I'll turn those 2 into single hammers so that I have 4 die to try to battle this 5. All right, let's see what's going on see if all quiet on the Western Front, brother.
We'll see it.
Like you got.
Not likely. Oh, yeah.
Ah! Kraken! That was pretty good.
The Kraken.
Ah! All right, so if you pay the cost, gain 3 glory. So I can gain 3 glory by paying a ship and a hammer. However, I don't have a hammer unless I wanted to trade in what I just did, but I don't want to. I need 4 die because this is 5. 3 is going to be kind of rough. So I'm going to not do that, I guess, which means I have to lose 2 food. It's not the end of the world for me. And 1 die, which is not the end of the world. I've got a bunch of ships here, so I'm going to go ahead and discard that. So that wasn't awful. It wasn't great.
It was good for me.
But I'm going to get this the first roll so I can have a bunch of glory horns left.
That's probably... You'll be the luckier roller. Ooh,
oh!
1 short.
One short, not bad. Not bad. All right, so here goes.
All right, so you paid your favorite token?
All right, I paid my favorite token. I've got my 2 die, so I pay 1 favorite token, and I can re-roll any number of die. I'm going to obviously re-roll the 2 that are blank, so that I can go... Woo-hoo-hoo!
Got it.
Man, I saw that one. I thought, no! So go ahead and give me 19 big ones.
That's right.
And I get a horn back. So.
I took a bit of a gamble on that one, but I still think it was worth it.
All right. Give me that horn, yo. Thank you, sir. Wow, that was good. All right. That was fun.
You did have to spend a lot of dice on that one, which
it did deplete my dice just a little bit. Not totally depleted. I still have enough and just enough rations to raid keeps on my turn here, which is what I was hoping to do. So I'm going to spend the rest of those, which
And now first, when you take that, we both also get our special... our bonus for taking that action. So I'll get 2 food, which will help me for this spot.
And I get a bird blue die.
All right.
All right, so now that I've paid my rations, I have paid my 2 shields, and the white die mean 2 shields of any color. I'm now going to do this action here, which means I'm going to select 2 that are linked together. So I can either select these 2 or these 2, and then my bonus is I'm going to draw 2 randomly. So I'm going to actually choose the 2 on the left, because I think that I can score a lot of points with these over here. I don't care as much about the keep wall. And on these cards, what we're going to do, we'll do a closer little zoomer in, if that's the right lingo for that. But on these cards, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for cards that are the same type, but they aren't exactly the same, and they're going to give us points. So I've got one of these. These are going to be worth 2 victory points apiece at the moment. At the end, if I could get 3 of these tapestries like this that are unequal, then I'm going to score 15 points. So actually, I've got 2 tapestries already.
Right.
So
that's a good way to start it off.
So I would get 4. Yeah. So
All
not
right.
bad. Not bad
at all.
I don't care. I mean, yeah. I really got to get that 15, baby.
That's
2,
right.
4, 15. That's a huge jump.
Which you might get it from drawing blindly from that.
Let's see. I got a little. It's all right. I don't mind telling you. No, it's on the videos. It's on the videos.
Did you get it?
I got another tapestry, but it's the same one.
Oh, okay.
So it'll start another set. But I got art too, which could be worth some. So hey, you know what? That's good.
All right, and since I did not have any food, but I did get it from my bonus here, so I will pay those 2 food, and I made sure to keep 2 shields.
You knew I was going to
back.
do that, didn't you?
I had hoped that you would do that because I wanted to be able to get some points over there. So I'm going to discard these over there.
All right.
John, and I can either take these or draw blindly. I actually think...
You're going to draw blindly, aren't you?
Well, you would think that because that's the kind of player that I am, but I really need some horn tokens because, as you remember... I wasted all of my horn tokens. So I'll take these, which will give me a treasure, and same thing for John. I just need to collect sets of treasures. If I get 4 of these cards, I get 16 points at the end of the game for each, of those sets. And then I immediately just get 2 horns, which is going to help me. And I could also pillage this, means that I would battle that to take those 2 items. I don't really care for that right now anyway, and I don't have any battle dice. So I'm just going to take these, put in my glory pile.
Put it in your glory pile.
All right, that is it. Okay, now that concludes the first round. We would just kind of reset the board. Let's explain these other 2 spots. We'll start with the raid villages. Raid villages works a lot like the one that we just took. That's the raid keeps.
Yep.
And you're just going to get cards from here in the exact same way that you will over there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
going to say that the types of cards are a little bit different. As you can see out here, we've got some artifacts. Artifacts gives you another spot to be able to place dice that also give you a special action when you put them on the side of your player board. These ship upgrades will allow you to take these upgrade tokens and put them onto your ship, obviously. And when you do that, you can spend those like dice of those symbols, and it doesn't take up an extra spot on your board. And then there's some other spots like this that let you get rid of
and make you your opponent's gain terrors too.
Right. Gain those terror tokens, which give you negative points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So that is raid villages. John, explain what about the subdued.
Okay, so these are
territory
actually, I'm going to move this back under here. These are really simple. Basically, you're going to be taking, depending on if you're the first or second player here, the first player can take up to 3 of these, very much exactly like this over here. And so you're going to be paying the cost. So if I wanted to pay 3 rations, I'm going to get this. Now, you do have a little handy-dandy card here that shows you what can be revealed on the bottom of these cards. And so it will be things like, if you see here, that would give us 1 Reavers card and 2 victory points. I could pay 2 of any dice here for this. So, you can tell just very, very simply you're going to get these. Now, the other bonus to these are at the end of every round, you're going to score a victory point. Or score victory points for how many of these you have.
That's right.
That's actually pretty solid. The other thing that... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the other way to subdue the territories is to battle with the numbers.
Yeah.
Same way we did earlier with turning in the hammer dice for the axe dice and defeating whatever the level those are, 1, 2, or 3.
Exactly. And so if I had done that at the end of this round, I'd have 3 victory points now.
Right.
To Dean's.
That's right.
1 if you got 1. Or something.
That's right. It's a great way to get a lot of points. And all right, so that's basically how the game plays out. We're going to play 6. We would play 6 rounds of that. I would win the game, and then after we added up all of our points, right? Is that how it would turn out?
Actually, yes, probably.
That's probably not.
If I'm being real.
All right, let's start with art and components. What do you think, John?
All right, so looking at the board here, if you listen to our podcast, Dean and I did not have super positive comments about the neoprene mat. Not that the mat was fine quality.
Right.
It just looked really busy, and I don't know if it was because the colors are different than this a little bit.
It was a lot more vibrant.
Yeah, a lot more vibrant, and I think the texture of the mat, all that mixed together, just seemed like it was really busy. But the mat itself was fine.
Yeah.
But this board is beautiful. I really like it. So so I don't know. Like I would maybe. would I rather play with the mat because it won't slide and stuff, or would you rather just play with this board because it's a little more
Maybe
aesthetically
you could
pleasing?
hang the board up on the wall and look at it while you're playing. Maybe that could be an option. But I'm with you. I think the board is beautiful. I love the art on the board.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
Yeah.
But we were going off of what we were playing with.
So we had been playing with the mat, and then we just decided for this video to pull this out. Because, I mean, why not play with the mat if you got the mat, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I won't retract my statements about the mat, because I think it's just mediocre.
Yeah.
This is pretty nice, though. Really nice.
So here's the issue. I kickstarted it, and so the components that we've been playing with are not the components that you're going to find in the retail store, right? So all of these cardboard chits that we are using today, we've been playing with the wooden tokens for those.
Which are really nice.
Right. The boards on the Kickstarter edition, they're recessed. That's what we've been playing with today. But the other boards aren't recessed. I don't know if I would... I loved the recessed board.
I like recessed boards.
But I don't think you're going to have an issue with things getting bumped around for the most part. You're going to have an idea of where everything goes.
If it does, it's not that big of a deal.
Right, because you can still count all the stuff that you have on there. So that's not a huge deal. But I love the Kickstarter edition. Now, I will say this. I don't like the flimsiness of the card. And for Kickstarter backers, that there was an issue with that these were supposed to be different and better cards, and they're not. I will say I don't care that much about it, but I know that people do, and that's why I'm mentioning it. You're not going to handle these cards very much. You're going to take them into your hand, do what they say, and then put them off to the side.
True.
So you're not having you don't have a hand of cards. So that's not a big deal for me. But overall, I love the components. The dice, they're great. I love those.
Show the tray that looks really neat.
Yeah, no, I don't know if this is in the retail edition. If it is, that's great. If not, it's not that big of a deal. You'll just dump them out. But anyway, that's the art and components. But let's talk about the gameplay.
Gameplay, all right, man.
All right.
What do you think?
Me, okay.
I mean, I can go.
So, no, I'll go.
Oh, okay.
One of the things that I love about this game, and it's hard for me not to compare this to Champions of Midgard because this is the follow-up game to that. Mm-hmm. Now, they don't play exactly the same. I do think the battles are very similar, and I like that. I like that, they kind of made an homage to that. But the way that you battle is very different. You can just pay these dice so that you eliminate the randomness of rolling dice to get this. But if you do that the whole time, it seems like you might be wasting some dice potentially, and so you can take more chances here. So I love how that plays out.
If I don't mind, if you don't mind me jumping in, this
is
huge for me. I mean, one of the big things that I don't love about Champions of Midgard is it's very random. You don't. Sure. This really mitigates that. And Dean, you're going to get some hammers probably, which means you would just be wasting them if you didn't use them to battle these. Right. Except for you could use them to get some of the bonuses, like you saw earlier when there's some battle things. But this really mitigates that complete randomness. This game feels so much more like a straight up Euro style game than
Champions. Especially base game of Champions, which is a lot more random, like you said. The other thing that I love about this game is that it's not so linear in how you get points. So, in Champions, a lot of your points, most of your points, it seems like, are going to come from this. You can get the bonus cards also off to the side, but most of your points are going to come from battling those different monsters. Whereas this game, there are a lot of different ways to get points. You can get points from subduing territories every round. You can get a ton of points. Maybe too many. We'll talk about that in a second. If you raid the keeps and collect sets down here, the prophecy cards can be really great ways to get points. Collecting the towers and the walls and the what are the other one? Barns? Is that what they are? Farms. That's what I said, right?
You said barns. I think
collecting those, that you can get points for that. So there's a lot of ways to get points in this game, and I love that.
I mean, I super enjoy that. One thing that Dean mentioned was the artifacts over here. Whenever we're raiding keeps. We played this game, and I was, I think, 70 points ahead of him.
30? 70?
It was a lot.
Oh, maybe so.
I think I was 70 points, maybe. I could be. You were down here, and I was up here.
Okay, yeah. So
60. It could be. Maybe it was
between 60 and 70.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And then he hosed me because he got over twice the in-game scoring as I did, because he scored a ton.
Close to like 150 points.
It was ridiculous.
Something like
that. It was ridiculous. I didn't score a ton of. I was going for a lot of these. I was going in the last game that we played. I was going for a lot of these, and I thought, all right, I'm building this nice lead. But I'd scored at 30 in-game points or something like that. He scores 150 and just comes out and beats me by 50 points or something like that, which was, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about. I mean,
I felt really good.
I think you could score ton of points here, and it's my fault for letting him get those.
Yeah.
So
the way I got those is that every time somebody took this action, I was able to gain 2 of because of my
you had your engine
special ability.
Yeah, that was good.
I was able to gain 2 cards and discard 1, so I was able to figure out which ones I wanted to keep, and I was just collecting big sets of
and that was a powerful move to be able to do that, and so that might be something that I don't know. We've talked about whether it's a little overpowering or not. Maybe not.
I loved it.
Oh, of course,
because I was the receiver of all those points. But no, I'm with.
I don't have a big beef. I just one of those in the back of my head. I'm just thinking, I wonder. The more and more when I get 8 to 10 plays in, will we say the strategy seems this is a huge deal compared to some of the other stuff? Maybe not though.
Could be, and I don't. I would.
That's not a complaint, really. It's a wait and see.
Yeah, I would not have received that many points had it not been for getting that. Now in this game that we're playing on the table, I get 2 points for every time somebody subdues a territory. Which also, I got that at the very start of the game, so that potentially could be 12 points.
12 points. If we did it every round,
which. More than likely, that spot's going to be taken.
I have something in my eye.
At least five times.
I'm not tearing up.
You are.
Something's in my eye.
That one particular game.
That's it, man. I'm crying about how you whipped me. The other thing that I like a lot about this game is, as I mentioned, these bonuses that you have, the way you can kind of build like an engine. Like right here, I'm going to have a lot of blue dye, so I can kind of build that to where I'm getting blue dye. Maybe throw a blue leader in here to where I can, have these bird symbols just rocking and rolling and choosing what I want. And so I really like that part of the game. It definitely adds that extra level of thinkiness. Do I want to get immediate dice right now, or do I want to wait? And do I want to risk that we, might not do raid keeps as much as I think we will, or whatnot. It's cool, man. I really like that element of it because it's a small little engine builder. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I love engine building games, so he might have a little food engine going over there to where he can just keep rocking and rolling. I think that's cool. I really like that.
I do too, and I love multi-use cards, which is, again, a small piece of the game.
Yeah.
But it can, I don't know, it's a neat feeling we have to make those difficult decisions. But let's get to our final ratings and see what we think. I'll start it.
Man, you're going all...
Yeah, I'll go for it. So
all right.
I really, really enjoy Champions. And if you've seen or listened to our podcast, we've talked about, playing with all the expansions with Champions, which I have and really, really enjoy. For me, that's a top 50 game once you add in all of that stuff. This game, the base game of Reavers, I think I like slightly better than Champions.
Dude, you really like Champions.
Even with all the expansions with Champions. Now, it's not much. Now, if we redid our top 50 list, I think this would make my top 50 games, and it would be just above,
spots, maybe.
Like probably one spot. I mean, I really, really like this game, and I really like Champions. So I think these are great games. But if you like Champions, I think you would love this game as well. So for me, I give this an 8.5, which is the same score that I would give Champions with everything.
And just the ever so slight edge.
Ever so slight edge, that's right.
All right, so as we mentioned earlier, Dean loves Champions, which I'm going to keep talking about the differences just real quickly. I like Champions. I like it better with the expansions. I don't like it that much as a base game because it's pretty random. I definitely like this game better. But I still do like Champions, but I like this game better. It has definitely a more Euro feel. I like how you can score points a bunch of different ways in this game. I like how the randomness is mitigated, and yet it still has a Viking feel. Now, I'll admit, it doesn't feel as Viking-y as Champions, because you're not just chucking dice and attacking as much. Here you're doing a lot of other different things, so it definitely feels just more of kind of a Euro-style game. But you do get Viking feels in this game? Just right here for me. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
This
right
is
here
not
in the
a
battling.
super. It doesn't feel super thematic.
It doesn't feel super thematic, yeah. But I like that. As I said, I like how you get the bonus actions that you can set up there, and I also like how you're choosing whether to take points now or later, all through the course of the game. Like I said, we said Dean hosed me at the end, so you could go heavy on these and continually get these points as the game goes on, or you can, in addition to getting, or you can just go here and just heavy every round scoring points. And someone may say, well, if I've only got 3, but by the end of the game, if I have this every round, that's 18 points. That's pretty good.
Right.
You know, or I can go heavy on the artifacts and different things like that to have a lot of in-game scoring. So I like all those decisions. For that, I gave Champions a 7.5 out of 10. I give this an 8 out of 10, which is a good game. I definitely would recommend this game. I think it is quite a fun game, better than expected for me.
Yeah. It's a great
not that it's not that I was thinking negatively. It just surprised me. I was like, okay, this is I quite enjoy it.
Yeah, and for my sake, you know, because I love Champions, I was also surprised that I like this even a little bit more. So
yep.
Anyway, that is an 8.5 for me, an 8 from John on Reavers. Tell people how they can get in touch with us.
If you are enjoying our channel, we would love for you to subscribe. Even click on that bell for notifications so you can be notified when we come out with new videos. We have a podcast we mentioned on this video, and you can look that up on Spotify, iTunes, just a bunch of different places. Just search MeepleTown. We are at MeepleTown Games on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram if you'd like to follow us there. And we are Board Game Geek Guild 3407.
Thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.
That wasn't so good. 340.
Are you wanting to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
340. We're supposed to do it together.
That's what I was doing. All right.
34007.
Thanks for coming down to MeepleTown. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MeepleTown Games, and connect with us on the MeepleTown Guild number 3407 at BoardGameGeek.com, and also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.